Hey, this is Psymon H, the naturally jacked 53-year-old. And usually on this channel, we're talking about building muscle after 50. But today, we're going to do something different. We're going to talk about something that is very compatible to building muscle after 50 and getting in the best shape of your life as you enter those silverback years. And that is functional training. Now, in this video, I'm going to share with you the benefits of functional training, why I do functional training alongside my hypertrophy training, and why you should maybe consider it. And then I'm going to close out the show with showing you what I do on one of my functional training workouts. Are you ready? Come on, let's grow. As we age, maintaining strength and mobility is absolutely essential. Now, while hypertrophy training has been the backbone of my fitness for the last 41 years, I tell you what, functional training has been a game changer. The biggest area for functional training that I've noticed and the benefit that I've received from this is, one, it's helped me to fix strength imbalances. Two, it's helped to counteract this modern day living. You see, I do a lot of sitting down writing clients' meal plans and training plans and doing other projects. And when we're talking about modern day now, we find a lot of us are now sitting down using the computer, hunched up like this, sitting down using our mobile phones, sitting down playing video games, sitting down driving. We do a lot of sitting down. This is where functional training comes into its own. Now, before I get into the depths of what I do and talk about a little bit more about functional training, let's clarify the difference between hypertrophy training and functional training. Functional training enhances your ability to perform daily tasks with ease and efficiency. This type of training targets multiple muscle groups simultaneously, improving your coordination, core strength, and balance while improving any strength imbalances. On the other hand, hypertrophy training is aimed at increasing muscle size. It involves specific exercises that target individual muscles with higher weights and lower repetitions to stimulate muscle growth. While hypertrophy training is great for building muscle mass, because muscle, after all, is the organ of longevity, it doesn't necessarily improve functional strength or mobility to the same extent as functional training. Functional training helps men over 50 improve balance and coordination. It enhances mobility and flexibility, and it promotes better posture. When you look inside the gym, most people live in a sagittal environment where they're only doing things like pressing, curls, rows. Now, when you look at hypertrophy training, we're only using mainly one or two of the three natural planes of motions that we human beings need to survive. And that's sagittal plane and the frontal plane. In my humble opinion, when you think of the three planes of motion, the sagittal plane, think of flexion, extension, things like pressing, curls, rows, or the frontal plane, where you're moving your limbs out to the side of your body, so think lateral raise or side lunge, or the transverse plane, when you're rotating or twisting your trunk. The transverse plane is probably the most neglected plane of motion, but for men over 50, it is probably the most important plane of motion. With functional training, you can implement more transverse plane movements to primarily train the oblique abdominal muscles, hip rotators, and shoulder muscles in such a way that it enhances rotational strength and stability. Rotational strength is crucial in daily life because it enhances our ability to perform a wide range of activities that include twisting and turning motions, such as reaching for objects, swinging a bat, shoveling, or even walking. Now, with all that being said, let's get down to the business of finding out why functional training can help you reach your goal of building more muscle after the big 5-0. Functional training enhances hypertrophy training by, one, improving your core stability. A strong core is essential for lifting heavier weights safely and more effectively. When it comes to building muscle after 50, we all know that intensity of effort and progressive overload is a must. But when the shit gets tough, The first area to get tested is the core. It also increases joint stability. Stronger joints reduce the risk of injury during hypertrophy workouts. Number 3, it enhances muscle activation. Functional training can improve neuromuscular coordination, leading to better muscle activation during strength exercises. Benefit number 4, balancing strength. Addressing muscle imbalances ensures that all muscle groups are equally developed, which is crucial for overall strength. And number 5, boosting endurance. Improved cardiovascular health from functional training helps you endure longer, more intense hypertrophy sessions. So, let's give you an over-the-shoulder view of what one of my functional training sessions looks like. Now, let me just give you a framework of my training in an 8-day block. So in those 8 days, I do 2 hypertrophy sessions using slow motion, high intensity HIIT training. And when I've done one of those sessions, I'll have a rest day. And then on the next day, I do my first functional training session. I'll rest again on the next day. And then I'll do my second hypertrophy training. And then I'll rest again and do my last functional training session. And I continue on that block over a 4 to 6 week cycle before changing out certain exercises. Another reason why I use functional training is to concentrate on areas that get ignored during my hypertrophy sessions, such as my neck, lower traps, hips, shoulder stability, and knee strength. I always start with a short warm-up, a little different from my resistance training warm-up. As my functional training sessions lands in between my 2 resistance training sessions, I'm mindful that I have muscle groups still recovering, so I don't want to hang around. My mission is to open up the hips, thoracic spine, and shoulder girdle. Every movement is purposely and meticulously designed for maximal benefit. Today I'll start with a single arm farmer's carry, which creates significant demand on my lateral trunk, hip stability, and it also improves the ability to resist lateral forces and maintain a strong posture, along with training grip strength and stamina. I also walk backwards on some of my farmer's walk. Not only does this challenge the brain, it also improves my balance, gait, and knee strength. Now, you need to start small in weight and in steps and slowly work your way up to a few rounds. This exercise will test every major muscle, your balance, core, and ability to control rotation. I'm still getting to grips with this special movement because the carryover is so awesome for my resistance training. 2 to 3 rounds or 6 to 8 swings per side, and you're done. Your hip flexors connect to your lower back and core muscles, so being over 50 and not training them is a huge mistake. Strengthening them can improve your core stability and your posture. Hip raises with a kettlebell is my go-to movement. 2 to 3 rounds of 8 to 10 reps on each side. When training traps, the upper trap muscles become overactive, leaving the lower traps weak. Lower trapezius muscles help the scapular retraction, which is pulling your shoulder blades back and down. They also help maintain neutral spine alignment and prevent your shoulders from rounding forward. This exercise takes advantage of a phenomenon called reciprocal inhibition. This is where you can activate one muscle while shutting down the opposing muscle. You can see me doing this with adduction of the shoulder. The muscles of the lats, teres major, and pecs contribute to adduction while shutting off the upper traps. The retraction portion of this movement fires up the lower traps. I loop a resistance band around about elbow height and wrap it just above my elbow. I step out and get tension and a little adduction, then squeeze my shoulder blades back and down, holding for 5 seconds before relaxing everything and repeating 5 to 6 reps on each side. If you're looking for strong and stable shoulders, a dialed-in technique, laser focus, improved grip strength, and an incredible lesson in tension, the bottom-up kettle position might just be your new favorite thing. A bottom-up kettle press is inherently unstable, and therein lies the magic. To overcome the challenge, a greater number of motor units and muscle fibers are recruited. You'll feel the work in the muscles of your rotator cuff, lats, core, upper chest, wrist, and forearm. 1 round of 8 reps on each arm. This has become one of my favorite exercises and will call upon all the major muscle groups. The idea here is to step into a lunge position and pretend you are kayaking. Try to keep the barbell close and under control. Start with just the bar and slowly work up to add in some weight each side. 2 rounds of 6 full rows on each leg is a great way to start. Another area worth looking after is your neck. For this, all I do is use a resistance band wrapped around the back of my head. The aim here is to maintain the same level of resistance throughout the movement. 2 rounds of 8 reps is a great start. Your tibia or shin bone has several important jobs, including supporting the weight of your body when you stand and move, stabilizing you as you move, and connecting muscles, tendons and ligaments in your knee and ankles to the rest of your body. For this area, I use a kettlebell to flex and extend my calf area. So, in conclusion, functional training is a really good tool to use alongside your hypertrophy training to help you build more coordination, balance, stability, and inner strength. It's going to help you run your day-to-day life with a breeze. Now, if you like this video, please show some love and press that like button. Share it and tell a friend to tell a friend that functional training is really important for men over 50. Now, if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments. And also, show this channel, the Mission Jack channel, some love and subscribe. And I will see you on the next bout of building muscle after 50. Peace.